Okay, reactors, before we get into this reaction, I want to tell y'all that my YouTube channel was monetized the other day. I am so excited, and I just wanted to be on video to tell you guys that I really appreciate all of y'all watching my content, for enjoying my content. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate the likes and the shares. This is a different type of video than people would see on my other reaction, so I'm actually going to make this statement again on my next reaction because of a different crowd that would see it, because I want to make sure all y'all know how much I appreciate y'all. For everybody that is subscribed already and part of the Nuclear Reactor, I love y'all. The people that are not subscribed, I love you guys too for watching my videos in the comments, but please subscribe. And you know, leave more comments. I want more comments to respond to see from you guys. But yeah, I just appreciate all of y'all. And I love y'all for real that y'all watch my content. So, you know, I just had to say that. And now the intro is going to come in and introduce itself. Let's go. Okay, reactors, welcome back to the channel, the Nuclear Reactor, the reaction channel where all the reactions go nuclear. Before we get into this video, if you guys are a hoops fan, go over to my hoops channel, Ring Culture. The link will be in the description, where I talk about all things basketball and sometimes another sport every now and then if something catches my attention enough. So check it out. Make sure y'all like and comment over there and subscribe and hit the bell notification. Back over here at Planet Nuclear Reactor, y'all know I believe every action deserves a reaction. And over here we are very, very reactionary. So we gonna react. On the docket today, we're gonna be watching a video from Basketball Universe, a channel that I love the content over there. Y'all need to go subscribe over there and check them out. It's going to be called Michael Jordan versus 10 NBA Legends GOAT Debate. So he's going to be comparing 10 people that are considered top 10 players, and I think that some may feel that all 10 of these people have a legitimate GOAT debate, and he's going to compare Michael Jordan to all of them. I had a different video I wanted to react to in the NBA sphere today, but I saw this title when I was looking for that video, and I felt like, yeah, this should be an interesting thing to react to. So, without further ado, my reactors, and again, I love y'all, let's react.
Can any one of these 10 legendary players dethrone Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time? Is there a legitimate case for any of them? We'll look at both sides and see if we can honestly place a player ahead of the great Michael Jordan. No matter what side you're on, I would love to hear your take in the comments. Let's start with level 1 and bring in Steph Curry. If you're any one of his die-hard fans, you'll surely bring up his influence. The three-point shot dominates the league.
Yeah.
Teams are desperately trying to duplicate what the Warriors accomplished, but no one can do what Steph Curry does.
You know what's funny about Steph Curry? Is almost like the thing about load management, how some people think that load management was kind of started by other people when Greg Popovich kind of started it. I thought that the link between the old NBA shooting less threes to the new NBA, like Steph shooting way more threes, I thought Kobe Bryant was the link between that. I might be wrong though, but it seemed like Kobe Bryant was that kind of old school guy that shot more threes and kind of ushered us into a more three-point shooting centric NBA. Now, I don't like the three-point centric NBA more than back in the day. I just thought that Kobe Bryant was the one that was shooting more and more threes. Again, I could be my memory could be a little faulty here. I just felt like that. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
But no one can do what Steph Curry does. You can easily make the case that he's the greatest shooter of all time. Michael Jordan can't compete with that.
Greatest three-point shooter.
However, we do have to talk about
greatest three-point shooter of all time. I don't, not the greatest mid-range shooter, but yeah.
Compete with that. However, we do have to talk about the other end of the court. Steph is nowhere near the defender that Michael was. He's never been selected to the All-NBA defense. Jordan has 9 first-team selections.
Steph led the league in steals.
Then we have to discuss what you accomplished and how it was accomplished. Out of his 4 championships, he's only won 1 Finals MVP.
Yeah.
There were moments where he was outshone by one of his teammates,
yeah,
and where he couldn't impact the game on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that the 2017 and 2018 Warriors had 4 members who were selected to be an All-Star.
Yep.
Michael Jordan has never played with more than 1. And every time he won the title, he was unquestionably the best player. The reality is that Curry hasn't accomplished enough to even make this a worthy discussion.
No, he hasn't.
He deserves to sit this one out. Now, let's bring in Tim Duncan.
That was easy.
He's the greatest power forward of all time, and arguably the greatest winner of the 21st century. He never knew what it was like to have a losing season or to miss the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
That's something that Jordan had to endure in the early and late stages of his career. He simply knew what it took to win right from the beginning, and he never wavered. His defense was also just as impactful for his team as Michael's was.
Yo, there was one series that the Spurs had with the Lakers. They used to have a serious rivalry because you'll have one year the Lakers were beating the brakes off the Spurs, but there was this one season, I can't remember what year it was, where Tim Duncan was just facing up on Shaq and just destroying him. And the Spurs just eradicated the Lakers that year in the playoffs. It was just great basketball. Tim Duncan is, he was a beast, man. He was a straight beast.
Also just as impactful for his team as Michael's was.
Yep.
The Spurs were always among the top defensive teams, and Duncan was usually the reason why.
Yep.
He has 8 All-NBA defensive first-team selections.
Damn.
It's hard to pinpoint a weakness in his game. However, he has been criticized far too often for his underwhelming performances. There were times when he forgot he was on the floor. For example, there were 58 times that he scored 14 points or less in the playoffs.
Wow.
Michael has never scored less than 15 points in a playoff game. He just wasn't the type of player to dominate a game or an entire season on a consistent basis. Other than the 2002 and 2003 seasons, there isn't anything that truly stands out. When I rank the top 100 regular seasons of all time, those were the only 2 appearances. Meanwhile, Michael has a legitimate case for having 7 total seasons in the top 20 alone.
Damn.
At their best, Jordan was clearly more dominant.
Yeah.
This is another debate that I can't seriously entertain. Can we say the same for Shaquille O'Neal? He was never accused of not being dominant enough. You can make a case that there isn't a single player that you would want more to win a 7-game series. He was a walking mismatch. He's the only other player to win 3 straight Finals MVPs, as Michael did. If we're talking the greatest 3-year stretch, you would put Shaq's 2000 to 2002 seasons right up there with Jordan's 1991 to 1993 seasons.
Yeah.
As great as his highs were, his lows are a bit alarming.
Oh, wow.
There were 6 times that he suffered a sweep in the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
One of those occasions came against Michael Jordan. There were times when he lacked the maturity and motivation to overcome certain adversities. We question if he left it.
I did not know he was swept 6 times. That is wild, bro. But I've never had him anywhere near top 5, though. So
We question if he left it all on the court. That is something that is never questioned with Michael. Shaq is one of the few players who had all the attributes to accomplish as much, if not more than MJ. He just wasn't willing to work as hard as him. That's one of the main reasons why his resume is inferior. He's also going to have to sit this one out. Level 1 is not really controversial. The next level will surely get more heated.
yeah.
Let's start with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
This debate is much simpler to make because it played the same position, the same style, and even under the same system.
Yeah. Same
Even
coach.
the most casual fan knows that Michael accomplished more. He had more titles, Finals MVPs, scoring titles, etc. It is universally known that Jordan is the greatest shooting guard ever, and Kobe's right behind him.
Yeah.
You can't beat the original. However, some of the Kobe defenders believe that he was a better player, that he was more skilled in various aspects.
Yeah, I've heard this too, that Chauncey Billups was the first one to say that he believes that Kobe Bryant is the most skilled player ever. And there are certain things that I believe of the best player at a certain thing. But sometimes I believe the best player is the best, but tied with other players. I would say Kobe Bryant is the most skilled player, along with players like Michael Jordan. Tim Duncan was very skilled. You know, I don't think that he's alone as the most skilled player is what I'm saying. I think there's other people up there with him. I think Michael Jordan is hands down the best finisher around the rim. His layups don't make any sense. I think Michael Jordan is tied for the best mid-range shooter with people like Kobe Bryant, Kawhi Leonard, DeMar DeRozan, stuff like that. Kevin Durant, you know what I'm saying? Defensively, as far as shooting guards, I think Michael Jordan's the best defensive shooting guard I've ever seen. I love Kobe, but I felt like a few of Kobe's defensive team selections were not deserved. But if you only go by that defense selections, you're going to say it was Kobe, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Kobe ever had a 200 steal season either. So, yes, I agree that Kobe Bryant is the most skilled player ever, but I believe he's the most skilled player tied with other players up there with him, if that makes sense.
Player, that he was more skilled in various aspects of the game. And yes, we can all agree that the degree of difficulty of some of the shots he was making was out of this world.
Look at that.
You can say that he was more daring than Jordan was.
No, he wasn't.
Especially when we compare it to his style in the late 90s. But in his earlier years, he was also doing things that would leave your mouth open. He wasn't just wowing us with his dunks. And it's hard to say conclusively that Kobe's footwork was more polished than Michael's. This is more subjective, and you can make a case for either player.
Right.
Even if you give the edge to Kobe, is that a big enough gap to say he's dethroned Jordan as a GOAT?
There's no edge.
He's going to have to take a bow and also sit this one out. Now let's bring in Larry Bird. His argument is somewhat similar to Kobe's.
Yeah,
due to his lack of longevity, the numbers and accolades that he obtained are much less than Jordan's. Injuries robbed him of having a long career.
Yeah.
There's no case to make for Larry in that aspect.
No.
But what many people point to is the intangibles.
Yeah.
His ability to uplift the team.
Like he was skilled.
Even as a rookie, he led the Celtics to 61 wins.
Yeah.
A 32-game improvement from the previous year.
Wow.
From that point forward, he was able to at least reach the conference finals in 8 of his first 9 seasons.
Wow.
He dominated the NBA during his most competitive era. He displayed the perfect balance of getting others involved and creating for himself. He was also a killer in big moments.
Yep.
Let's not forget that he swept Jordan from the playoffs in 1986 and 1987.
Yep.
He also has an 11-23 overall record against him.
Wow.
Many of his fans believe that you would rather start a team with Larry Bird. In Michael's defense, he was more dominant individually in their head-to-head matchups.
Yeah.
And the Bulls didn't feature another all-star dominant
Oh, wow. Jordan was more dominant scoring, less turnovers. Bird has more rebounds, average more rebounds, average more assists. Jordan averaged more steals, they averaged the same in blocks. Wow, who shot better from three? Bird, obviously. Jordan shot a little bit better from two. This is a pretty close, this is almost a wash, I'm going to be honest with you. Jordan averaged a lot more points, though.
Individually in their head-to-head matchups. And the Bulls didn't feature another all-star teammate until 1990, Larry's third to last season, while he would regularly have 3 to 4 all-star teammates at a time.
Yep.
It's hard to say what Jordan could have accomplished during that era with a better supporting cast.
You ain't lying, bro.
As far as the claim that Larry uplifts his teammates better, I believe this has more to do with one's style preference.
Yeah.
The objective of the game is to win. The best way to do that is to build the team around your best player's strength.
Right.
Larry is a phenomenal all-around player. You could plug in extremely talented scorers, and he would find a way to make the most of their talent.
Right.
Michael is different. Scoring is what he does best. it makes more sense to plug in players who are skilled in other aspects of the game. Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman are great examples of that.
Yep.
And who would have thought that Luke Longley would be the starting center of a team that won 72 games? Doesn't that say that Jordan knows how to get the best of his teammates as well? They just do it differently, and they both were successful. Except MJ has more rings to show for it. As much as I love Larry Bird, I wouldn't place him over Jordan.
No.
But you know who has more rings? Bill Russell.
Yeah.
He almost has twice as many.
Yeah.
Yes, the Celtics were indeed extremely talented during this era, but the key to their success was their defense. There's no question that Russell deserves the bulk of that credit. He is the most valuable defensive asset in league history. He revolutionized the way defense is played. He gave the blueprint of how to be the leader of a dynasty. There was a reason why he was considered the GOAT for decades.
Wow, yeah.
But for fans like me, we believe Michael took the crown from him.
Yeah.
The reason is very similar to what we already discussed with Tim Duncan. It's how underwhelming his numbers look on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
We're not saying that he wasn't a productive offensive player. He's an underrated playmaker, and their fast break offense started with him. When he needed to score, he proved in big moments that he could.
Yeah.
There are several playoff series where he averaged over 20 points per game.
Oh, wow.
I believe there was a misconception about how valuable he was on offense. With that being said, his scoring and shooting numbers clearly indicate that he was limited to what he could do. Casey Jones, his former teammate, even mentioned when comparing his game to Robert Parrish that Russell wasn't a proficient shooter. His low free throw percentage indicates that. We must also factor in that he was playing during an era when it was easier to score more points.
Yeah.
During his 13-year career, the league average was 112.7 points per game, and he never finished better than 15th in scoring.
Wow.
Even if he wanted to, he simply didn't have the necessary talent to be one of the top scorers of his time. So here's the difference. Russell was all-time great on defense, and good on offense.
Right.
Michael was all-time great on both ends.
Yep.
The gap in their offensive abilities is just too much. It's not just about how many times you won, but how you performed. For example, Russell's career high for the playoffs is 32 points.
Damn.
That would barely make Michael's top 90 in playoff scoring games.
His top 90? That's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
Michael's top 90 in playoff scoring games. The numbers say that Jordan was a superior performer.
Yeah,
but if anyone can beat him with numbers, it's Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt!
We're talking about the same guy who averaged 50.4 points per game and then followed that up with a 44.8 average.
Yeah.
I mean, the NBA should just release with a 44.8 average.
Yeah.
I mean, the NBA should just release the Chamberlain Book of World Records because he holds so many. In his prime, he was the most dominant scorer and rebounder in league history. If they kept track of blocks, we may be able to add that to the list. When he got bored of breaking scoring records, he became the best passing big man. His individual greatness cannot be disputed, and you can certainly say that it's better than what Jordan did at his best in the regular season.
Oh, wow.
But we most certainly cannot say the same about the playoffs. The numbers say that he never surpassed or matched his regular season production in the playoffs.
Wow.
In all 13 of his playoff runs, he always averaged fewer points than the regular season. Michael Jordan averaged more points in 11 of his 13 playoff runs. On top of that, they both went to the finals 6 times. One player never lost. The other lost 4 times.
Damn.
And this is what they averaged in the finals.
Yeah, that's
We're talking about a 15-point difference. His playoff failures have...
Yeah, that was one I never watched. I never seen Wilt in his prime. I never seen Wilt play. So only thing I have on Wilt is footage on YouTube and his numbers. And his regular season average was like 30 points. His playoff average was 22, and his finals average was 18. That, to me, that's even worse now. Now that I know that he went to 6 finals. I didn't, because I know he only has 2 championships, but I didn't remember how many finals he went to. But 18 is still good, but it's just compared to his regular season onslaught is putrid. His shooting percentage is through the roof. His rebounds, 24.6 per game, is mind-boggling. So that is great. But MJ, 33.6 is insane. 48% shooting is insane for his position. And 6 rebounds and 6 assists is elite for a shooting guard, because that's not their specialty. So yeah, I've never had Wilt and LeBron. To me, are hard to rank because their stats to me don't match up with their success in the NBA. And I don't even know if I have Wilt in my top 10 anymore, and that sounds crazy.
And this is what the average in the finals. We're talking about a 15-point difference.
That's crazy.
His playoff failures have nothing to do with not having a strong supporting cast. 5 of those finals appearances came after 1966. In the next 8 seasons, he played with 4 top 75 players and 2 additional Hall of Famers.
Wow.
In 4 of those seasons, his team had the best record in the league. The reality is that he played for stacked teams for a large portion of his career. He couldn't get it done when it really counted.
Yeah.
The opportunities were there to win just as many titles.
Yeah.
The difference is that one player had the reputation of excelling under the pressure, and the other had the reputation of wilting. No pun intended. It's important to dominate the regular season, but it's more important to back it up in the playoffs.
Yep.
His playoff resume just doesn't compare to Jordan's. He takes a seat while Magic Johnson comes in. We're talking about 2 of the most entertaining players ever. One is the greatest scoring guard, and the other is the greatest floor general.
Look at that.
They're 2 different styles, but they were equally successful. For Magic's case, you will make similar arguments that we discussed for Larry Bird. He accomplished so much in a short span. His ability to get the best of his teammates allowed the Lakers to win 5 titles. In his 13-year career, he only failed to reach the finals 3 times. That's not to mention everything else he accomplished individually. His prime was just as impressive as Jordan's.
Yeah.
But there's a clear difference in the way that impacted their team on defense. It's fair to say that Magic made his imprint by being active in the passing lanes. He created a lot of turnovers, and there were 2 times he led the league in steals.
Wow.
He knew how to use his length to his advantage.
Look at
At times, he was the best free safety in the game. But if you had him in a one-on-one situation, you could get your way rather easily.
Oh, wow.
He was never considered a lockdown defender. When Vernon Maxwell made an appearance in the All the Smoke podcast, he described graphically that he couldn't move his feet on defense. This was a weakness in his game. And just like we mentioned for Steph Curry, he was never selected for the All-NBA defensive team. On the other hand, Michael was equally as effective in playing the passing lanes and locking down his opponent.
The thing that's crazy is Steph Curry led the league in steals once, and he says that Magic led the league in steals twice, and they never made any all-defensive teams. That's pretty wild to me. Even though leading the league in steals could be just that. Like he said, it was passing lanes, because Allen Iverson led the league in steals for 3 seasons, which means just leading the league in steals is he's a good defender, but not great, because you can get steals in different ways than just a one-on-one lockdown session. So, as he said, one of them was the passing lanes. But it's wild to hear that these 2 players Curry and Magic was never selected to an all-defensive team, while both of them led the league in steals, and Magic did it twice.
The passing lanes and locking down his opponent.
Yeah.
Not only did he achieve more, but he was a more complete player. It's not by much, but I believe that factor gives him the edge. Now we get to the last level. This one will be the most intense. Let's bring in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He has the same number of titles. He has more MVPs.
Yes.
And he has better career totals.
Yes.
He also doesn't have any weaknesses in his game. He is an underrated playmaker and one of the top defensive centers during his long time. He has a legitimate argument to be considered the greatest of all time. But again, it's all about how you perform during your title runs. It's fair to bring up that he only won 2 Finals MVPs. I agree with many fans that he should have won the Finals MVP in 1980. So unofficially, let's just say that he has 3. But that still means...
I actually don't believe Kareem should have won his last Finals MVP. So unofficially, I think he only deserves 2. I don't think he deserved that last Finals MVP that he got. I think he got it when he was like 36, and to me, it wasn't that impactful, but that's just me.
Let's just say that he has 3. But that still means that Jordan was the best player for a championship-winning team twice as many times. Keep in mind that for Kareem's last 2 titles, he was 40 and 41 years old. By the time he won his last title, he was reduced to a role player.
Oh, he was 41.
For example, in the 1988 Finals, he averaged 13.1 points per game on 41% shooting. Those aren't exactly all-star caliber numbers.
Right.
We can draw the conclusion that he was the driving force for at least 2 of his titles. He had the luxury of playing with some all-time great players. In the short period that he did it, he had some ugly moments. From 1975 to 1979, he missed the playoffs twice and lost in the first round. He even became the first and only player to win the MVP while missing the playoffs.
Wow.
It should be noted that his teams weren't properly constructed. But when you're the best player in the world, you're expected, at the very least, to reach the playoffs during a weak era. Michael doesn't have those kind of holes in his resume while in the prime of his career. And when he won, he was always the primary reason.
Without a doubt.
As close as this is, I give Michael the edge.
In the 1996 Finals, I wouldn't have been mad if Scottie Pippen got the MVP, but because he did a lot of things intangibly that was good, but it was more so the fact that Jordan played lower than his standard. But when you look at the stats, Pippen's shooting was putrid in that series, and it was just they couldn't have gave him the MVP. But he did do a lot of good things in that series. I thought that were impactful. But yeah, MJ was the alpha dog on all 6.
As close as this is, I give Michael the edge over the captain. The last player to come to the circle is LeBron James. What's the argument that has been made for his GOAT case?
Longevity.
That he's bigger, faster, and stronger.
Yeah, that don't make
He has
sense.
better rebounding and assist totals. He has recorded high numbers for a longer duration. Nobody has been able to play at this level after turning the age of 40. There's an argument to make that he's had the best career.
No, it's not. It's not even close to an argument to be made that this dude had the best career. He's been in the league for 22 years. He didn't get to the finals for 18 of those years. Didn't get to the finals for 12 of those years. Got to the finals for 10 of those years and lost 6 of them. Choked, skipped teams, quit, barely plays defense, built super team after super team after super team. There is no universe where he had the greatest career. I don't know why everyone caps for him, but there's no case. There's no case for him to be in the GOAT debate. I got LeBron 10th on my GOAT list because he does not deserve to be any higher.
He's had the best career. What's important to do here is establish the criteria to know what your standard of excellence is and never waver. I give much more importance to how a player performed at their very best. If I take Jordan's best and LeBron's best, who was the better player and who accomplished more?
MJ.
There's no question that the answer is Michael Jordan. If we're talking scoring, LeBron's career high is 31.4. That will be Jordan's 7th best.
Wow.
His career high is bettered by nearly 6 points per game. People love to talk about LeBron's all-around game, even though Michael plays a different style. But for one season, he proved to the world that he could be the best at that aspect if he wanted to.
Yeah.
In 1989, he averaged 32.5 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2.9 steals per game.
Yep.
Has LeBron ever done that?
Nope.
He hasn't. His 2008 season was the closest, but it still isn't up to par. As far as defense, Michael was considered the best defender in the league at his best. LeBron has 0 Defensive Player of the Year awards. But that's not all. Did you know that LeBron's going to finish his career without surpassing Jordan in total steals?
Wow.
He is behind by nearly 200 despite playing 7 more seasons.
Damn.
Let's shift our attention to the playoffs. Michael has 10 games where he scored over 50 points. That includes a 63-point game. LeBron has only scored over 50 once.
Yep.
As far as playoff series, LeBron's best is 30.5 points per game. That would also be Jordan's 7th best.
Damn.
His career high is better by nearly 7 points per game. As far as assists, Michael's best was an average of 11.4, which came in the finals. LeBron's best is 11.3, which came in the semifinals. As far as who was the better winner, it's not just that Michael went 6-0 in the finals and LeBron went 4-6. Jordan had the playoff series win percentage of 81. As far as who was the better winner, it's not just that Michael went 6-0 in the finals and LeBron went 4-6. Jordan had the playoff series win percentage of 81.
Wow.
LeBron's is 80%.
MJ won something like 25 out of 26 playoff series. Try to wrap your head around how insanely ridiculous that is. That's just absurd. Michael Jordan is by far the GOAT. I don't think anyone's close.
Is 80%. For the regular season, Jordan's teams have a win percentage of 66.9. LeBron's is 61.6%. That's considering the fact Jordan's teams have a win percentage of 66.9. LeBron's is 61.6%. That's considering the fact Michael has played with one All-Star teammate for his entire career. LeBron has played with 8. Seriously, what's the excuse for him not winning more?
LeBron played with 8 LeBron played with 8 #1 draft picks too, which is insane. And in the finals, Michael Jordan finals opponents win percentage is 61 games percentage, and LeBron James, Michael Jordan is like 61.5 percentage, and LeBron James opponents win percentage in the finals is like 60 wins. So yeah, it's not close. I don't know why LeBron's the last one on this list, because Kareem should have been last, and a few more people ahead of LeBron.
For him not winning more, Michael's highs are clearly better. As far as the lows, we can point to LeBron's 2011 final series, when the Heat were the favorites to win. But LeBron recorded the 5th lowest scoring average of the series. Even 0-time All-Star Jason Terry performed better. There were also 2 games in which he had 0 All-Star 11 final series, when the Heat were the favorites to win. But LeBron recorded the 5th lowest scoring average of the series. Even 0-time All-Star Jason Terry performed better. There were also 2 games in which he had 0 field goals in the 4th quarter. Has Michael Jordan ever done anything remotely as bad as that?
Not even close.
Should the greatest player of all time have that in their resume?
No. My
answer is no. Other players might have strong arguments, but my GOAT remains Michael Jordan.
Me too.
Who is yours and why? What would your rebuttal be? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, bro, it's not close between Jordan and anyone else. Michael Jordan is clearly the GOAT. And I'm going to say everybody on that list, except for maybe Kareem and Magic, can touch somewhere close to Michael Jordan's air. I believe Jordan is by far the GOAT, but those are the 2 guys that you could try to start a preliminary argument for. There is no argument for anyone else to be the GOAT other than Michael Jordan, but those are the 2 guys that may be able to brag that their careers skims the bottom of mics or something. You know what I'm saying? It's just not close. Michael Jordan is absurd. The stuff that he did in his career, especially with 13 years with the Bulls, was insane. He did come back with the Wizards and didn't make the playoffs, so that's still a part of his resume and needs to be taken to effect. But he did so much in the 13 years of Chicago. He was like a damn tornado that came through, damaged everything and left. That there's no one close. But anyway, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that there's anyone close to Jordan, or is Jordan not your GOAT? Who is your GOAT? What is your top 10 list? And is there anyone in this list that shouldn't even be in the GOAT debate? Y'all let me know down below. As always, the pleasure is all mine. The reaction, well, that belongs to y'all. I love y'all. Peace.